In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to set up and test the Airtable API. We'll go through the full process in a clear and practical way, starting from the developer hub and ending with a successful API test. If you're connecting Airtable to another app, building an automation, or just learning how the API works, this setup is an important first step. To begin, open Airtable and go to the developer hub. This is where Airtable provides the tools and settings you need for working with its API. Take a moment to make sure you're in the right workspace and that you can access the base you plan to use, because that will matter later when choosing permissions and testing the connection. Once you're in the Developer Hub, create a personal access token. This token works like a secure key that allows another tool or script to communicate with your Airtable account. As you create it, be careful with how you store it. Treat it like a password and avoid sharing it publicly or placing it in unsecured files. Next, select the scopes for your token. Scopes define exactly what the token is allowed to do. For example, you might choose permission to read records, write records, or manage bases depending on your use case. It's a good idea to grant only the access you actually need. Keeping permissions limited helps make your setup more secure and easier to manage. After that, choose which base the token can access. This step is important because even if the token exists, it won't be able to work with a base unless that base has been included in the access settings. Double check that you select the correct base to avoid confusion during testing. Now copy the base ID from the API documentation. Airtable provides this in the documentation for your base, and it's a key part of building your request correctly. The base ID tells the API exactly which base you want to interact with, so accuracy matters here. With that in hand, build the API URL using the base ID and the table name. This URL is the endpoint your request will use. Make sure the table name matches your Airtable table exactly, since even small differences can cause errors. Finally, test the request using your token to confirm the API works. This is where you verify that your permissions, base access, base ID, and URL are all set up correctly. If the request succeeds, your Airtable API connection is ready to use. If it doesn't, review each part carefully, especially the token scopes, base access, and URL formatting. That's the complete setup process, and once this is working, you'll have a solid foundation for integrating Airtable with your workflows and applications.